Hey everyone, today we're doing a review of the Western Digital TV Live HD media player. It came with a lot more components, of course. However, I'm just showing you the remote and the device itself. I don't want to get into the whole details of what wiring and stuff, but if you want to know what's included in the package, basically you have these two parts right here as I'm showing you. AC adapter for power, YCBR component cables, regular component cables, instruction manual, and a couple batteries for the remote. In case you're wondering what kind of batteries it needs two AAA batteries. Okay, so I know this is a bit of an older unit and model, and it does have a very specific model number. I'm not sure if it'll focus. There at the top where it says PN, that's the model number. What I'll do is I'll actually write that model number in the description below. It's a lot easier for you guys to just copy and paste it in case you want to Google it and purchase it. Like I said, this is a bit of an older unit, so you might have some trouble finding it, but if you can, it is a bit cheaper. I do have the newer Western Digital media player on hand, which is like a big upgrade. This one, I'll be doing a review on that. This one's much better, but I'll do a review on that in a separate video. I'll have a link to that video in the description below. But anyway, going back to it itself, so I listed what things come in the box. As for the media player itself, it's quite compact and small. I mean, here's my Samsung Galaxy S2 phone. If you compare it in terms of thickness, you get a rough idea. I know it's not the greatest comparison, but it's better to compare it to a phone. Just to show you how compact this device really is. So it's actually, my phone is just slightly longer actually, so you get an idea of its size and dimensions roughly. Very compact, very sleek. You at the front you have the power LED just to tell you that okay, the unit is on, a USB LED to tell you that a USB, some sort of device has been plugged in, and of course that's where the remote sensor is. At the top you have nothing, just the generic DTS, HDMI, Dolby Digital information. Bottom you have nothing. If you go onto the right side, you have your model number, serial number, etc., etc. At the back, now this is where the good stuff is. As you can see for yourself, this is where the power is connected. The second USB port, I'll show you the first one after. One HDMI output, digital optical audio output. This is a port for internet if you want to hook up direct internet. Audio video out, and YPBPR component cables output. On the left side you have the first USB port, and right here, this little thing here is the reset button. Okay, so one thing I didn't mention, but it should be pretty obvious to you guys, is that this does play back in full 1080p. So right now this is hooked up via HDMI wire. Just to give you guys a heads up, an HDMI wire is not provided in the box. I had to buy it separately. Okay, so this is the menu. And one thing I should have mentioned as well is that the reason it has two USB ports is because one is for reading USB media off a USB stick, and the second port you can use for plugging in a wireless network adapter, or you could plug in a wireless keyboard. So you have that option. So that's the reason why they have two. Currently, I have an Ethernet HDMI. Sorry, I got confused. Currently, I have a regular internet wire hooked up, so it's directly connected to the internet, as you can see with the white wire. So I'll demonstrate some of the online apps. So this is the settings menu. You know, you can set up audio, video settings, picture settings. It supports PAL and NTSC, I believe it is. Network settings, you can set up your wireless network or direct connection. I currently have a direct connection. The system settings. Now, if you have an internet connection, whether it be direct or wireless, from here you can actually update the firmware. Western Digital does a pretty decent job of keeping it up to date. Usually supports more subtitle files, I think like SRT or subtitle files, more codecs and video codecs and whatnot. They have slowed down with firmware updates as of late. As of the posting of this video on YouTube. That's only because this, like I said, this box is it's hitting like a couple of years old now. It's not too old, but they're working on their newer models, I suppose. Internet media. Now you have a whole bunch of stuff. You have AccuWeather. Actually, might as well just turn it on and show you guys. Okay, I guess their satellite is down. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they can't get a good image because of Hurricane Sandy currently. Half these apps, if you're living in Canada, will not work. What can I demonstrate? Like Pandora, internet radio. I've always wanted to try it, but it just won't work simply because I'm in Canada. So don't expect them all to work. I don't have a Facebook account because, well, I don't like Facebook. I use Google Plus, but I have logged in with my mom's account, and she used it. It's not the most sophisticated layout. It's pretty bulky and messy, actually. The YouTube app, I have used here and there. It's very slow. I'll let you know that app loading on this device is very slow. In fact, why don't we just wait for it to finish and then continue on, actually. Okay, so it took about, I don't know, 10 to 15 seconds for the YouTube app to open. So you got a number of options: discover channels, search, my YouTube. You have to sign in, obviously, to see your subscribed channels and whatnot, and of course featured. So what I'll do is I'll show you the search function, because that's probably what you guys want to see. I don't have a keyboard hooked up. I have to like use the remote. Let me see. Let's look for my YouTube channel. So I have to keep doing this. Oops. As you can see, it's taking a while. It's really annoying if you don't have a keyboard set up. So we'll continue once I search for something, and I'll show you the playback quality. Okay, this is for my channel. So I'll just play this back. Now keep in mind, I have a direct internet connection, so it will load a lot faster for me. If you have a wireless connection, the playback speed will be dependent on your Wi-Fi signal.
Tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to get a ice cream sandwich raw.
Okay, so in this video, I'm currently recording a screen. It's fairly clear. Obviously, it's much clearer to see this video in person than it is to, say, watch through a camera recording it. But yeah, it fast forwards in intervals. Right, as of right now, this video I'm watching is 10 minutes long, so it's fast forwarding in 10-second intervals. It's not just playing a consistently smooth fast forward. Very clear though. This is one of my lesser clearer videos though, so it's still looking pretty decent. The full amount of file types from music, pictures, videos, and video codecs and audio codecs that are supported for this device, I will have a list of those particular file formats and codecs in the description below. Just skim down in the video description below and I'll have it listed. That's what Western Digital has listed as being supported. However, I noticed that some file types that are not listed in there will play back. Let's take, for example, an MTS file format, which I recorded with the Sony WX50 camera, which I did a review on my channel as well. MTS file formats are pretty rare, but they're becoming a bit more popular. They're very sharp, like Blu-ray quality. They can play back in 60 frames per second. Now, what I'm doing now is because it's a video file in the USB stick, I'm gonna go to video. You can search through media servers. So if you have, like, say, a Windows Home Network setup and you have a shared folder in, say, your desktop computer, you can view the files from the USB player if it's connected to the same network. Of course, you have network shares, which I currently can't access, but you have those options. Local drive is whatever's hooked up, so whether it be an external hard drive or just a regular USB stick, this is where you find those files. And of course, you can sort it via folders, the most recent, playlists, all videos, date, etc. We'll just go to folders. Okay, so this is the first USB. I only have one plugged in, so that's why it's only displaying USB 1. And this is the file, the MTS file format I was telling you about. We will start. Oh, it does ask for resume playback. If you stop the video halfway, you want to go back, it'll ask, do you want to resume from the same spot or continue? So it's a bit buggy, MTS file formats. Is it playing? It kind of struggles at the beginning. Okay, pause automatically, not to press play again. So as you can see, it's working. It's pretty smooth, but for some reason that time bar at the bottom, with the date and everything, it won't go away. I'm not sure why. No matter what I do, if I try to just turn display options off and everything, it'll show up. That doesn't happen with other file formats, like the more popular ones like MKV, MP4, etc. This thing plays it like a champ. It's awesome, and no problems at all. In fact, if some movie files have subtitles built into the file, so say you're watching an MKV movie, if that video has subtitles built into the MKV file, you have the option to play it back. So if you want to, say, access pictures, obviously go to photo, music is music, and that's pretty much it. There's not much more left to it. It's one of the more simple USB players around. You guys should know that this device does have Dlna support. So if you're, say, trying to play back something from your phone, like my Samsung Galaxy S2, I am able to play back videos from here and stream it to the Western Digital Live player. Of course, that depends. Your Wi-Fi connection must be strong on your phone, and the signal must be strong on your USB player in order to make it very effective. Whatever I showed you is pretty much what you get. Firmware upgrades adds apps, but very rare. I've only had like, in the 2 years, I think the firmware upgrade only added like 2 apps. So don't expect this to be like sort of a smart TV replacement center. It's not. It's more designed of a media player playback system. So if you were to ask me, for today's standards, I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's 2012 now. It's like I said, it doesn't have a lot of the smart features, like a better Facebook app and whatnot. It doesn't even have Netflix for that matter. So that's the reason I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5. If you can get it for like 50-60 bucks, by all means buy it. But if you're gonna spend like say 70 or more, it's not worth it. You're better off dishing it out an extra maybe $10 or $15 and buying a more updated version of the Western Digital player, or any other brand for that matter. Just get a more newer one with more features built in. But that's pretty much my review. If you found it useful, check out my website in the description below. Hit the like button, it does help. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.